So I heard this story the other day, and I don't know why it made me so upset after all this time, but it made me upset, and I got really heated in the moment. But I just like wanted to come on here and share it with you all because again, it's just another example of employers prioritizing their own profits over employee pay and employees' ability to live. So, anyways, I was at this event and I was around a bunch of new people, folks I had never met before, and somehow it came up that this guy that I was talking to used to wait tables at a restaurant in the summer in college. And so, anyways, this restaurant every year would hold this like massive one day charity event. There would be all these like competitions and like some type of like a saw race thing. I don't know. But anyways, it was all in the name of charity, and it would bring in all these people, of course, and they're all spending money. They're buying food, they're buying beverages, what have you. They're there for hours. And so anyways, it's this big event, and it puts the employers in this great light because they're doing this great deed for charity. But at the same time, behind the scenes, they would ask employees to give up their pay for that day of work. And so it's just like the audacity of a business owner to capitalize on this massive PR event. It's such great basically free marketing for them. And to be like, we're so great, we're doing this great deed for charity, but also be telling workers like that you need to give up their pay, that they need to give up their pay. It's just like mind-boggling to me. And so anyways, he told me the story, and I was like, that is 100% illegal. They cannot ask you to give up your wages for the day. Like if they're asking you to work, then you legally have to be paid. And he was like, well, they would never pressure like us. Like we were never pressured. And I'm like, pressuring comes in a variety of forms. Like pressuring can be very firm tone of voice and very firm language, like you must give up your wages. But pressuring can also be just as effective when done a little bit more like softly. So, you ask everyone to give up their wages, and maybe one person says yes because they are maybe more naive and don't understand, or maybe they feel like they have to say yes because they're afraid that they might get fired or their hours cut or whatever type of retribution could potentially happen by saying no. And then, that business owner or manager can be like, well, Sally agreed and so has David. So you're the only one left that hasn't agreed. And do you really want to be the one holdout that's not giving up their wages for charity? Or like, do you really want to rock the boat and like cause a scene? Or, we're one big family and like, this is what we do for family, or whatever. We all help each other out, and now we're helping out charity. Like there's ways that you can phrase things, and it's just as manipulative. And it doesn't matter whether they force you or whether you feel forced or whether they pressure you or you feel pressured. It just matters that they ask, because that's completely illegal, and nobody should ever feel as though they have a right to ask you to provide labor without pay. You didn't sign up and agree to volunteer at this charity event. This is your job. This is how you pay your bills. These people are coming out here. They're spending tons of money on food and beverages, and likely tipping a lot because of this big charity event. And they're saying, hey, like you can't take home any money today. It doesn't matter whether you have bills or families or what have you, like we're asking you to work for free. And how do you even know that this money, that your wages that you're giving up is even going to charity as a worker? How do you know it's not just like lining the pockets of this business owner who's definitely making money on this day anyways because of all the people that it brings in. So anyways, unfortunately, like the restaurant has changed owners and it's been, years since this happened. So there's not really anything that can be done in regards to this wage theft instance because there's statute of limitations on wage theft. And so sadly, this employer is, likely going to get away with it. But it really told me that the work that we're all doing to raise awareness about workers' rights and wage theft matters, but also that unfortunately there's still so much more work to do because, there's people out there every day experiencing wage theft that have no idea that it is illegal, and they have no idea that retribution is illegal. So if you, don't agree to giving up your wages for the day and then your hours get cut, you get demoted, you get fired, that, your employer can get in trouble for that. And that's behavior that you can report to official entities that will investigate and all this other kind of stuff, that there are tools and resources out there for you and you're not just alone to experience the abuse of your employer. So anyways, I wish I had like a nice ending to this story, but I don't. But if you're out there and you're experiencing wage theft, I just encourage you to do something about it. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. And if I don't know the answer, I will certainly, assist in pointing you in the right direction to seek out an answer.